apparently many of you are very excited about the last few hours, maybe I would say even since yesterday, as we've seen the prices of Bitcoin rising, surging, and thinking, oh my God, finally the time is here. The correction has ended and we're going to move higher up. And finally, my P&L is going to start improving. Well, I don't want to disappoint you, but before you get your hopes further up and you become purely optimistic like any other time in the past, and you know who you are, guys, please have a look at the video first. Get the opportunity to weigh the different scenarios and then make an educated decision. Don't go in like a blinded, and thinking that because we saw an upside move, we're going to continue up. There are certain validation points which we're going, of course, to see here, and we'll analyze the scenarios, the different scenarios, and how markets can be expected to move to either validate or invalidate those particular scenarios. In today's video, as you understand, well, we're going to do BTC, but we have to also respect the QIC community and their vote, because there is around 20,000 people in there now, if not mistaken, and thousands of votes come through. And according to their preference, the community has voted ADA. Okay, so we're going to analyze BTC against the USD as well as ADA and yes, the USDT. Without further ado, we're going to jump right to the charts. But before we do so, do not forget, none of this constitutes investment advice, and you should do your own research before you making trading decisions anyway. So let's go to the charts and have a quick look of what I am expecting for BTC USD and also ADA. Okay, guys, we're back to the charts, and as you can see, I still got my wave 4 labeled over here. And you probably wonder, what is this guy doing right now? Well, let me introduce you to triangles. A triangle, and then we're going to go to the medium term as well, right, to talk about the actual main scenario for those who haven't watched our videos. Triangles, guys, they contain 5 corrective moves, right? If not 5, then 4 of those moves are zigzags, okay? And the other thing that you should know is triangles can only have one complex leg, okay? So out of those 5, 1 can be complex. Usually this is wave C, okay? And this is exactly what we're currently seeing over here. This, as well, as you can see, has created a double bottom, and with that low being in, we've exploded to the upside and see currently a rejection at the top trend line of this triangle. For those who do not know, this is called a barrier triangle, okay? Barrier triangles offer a support or resistance between wave B and D, okay? Now, also, I did remember saying last time that I didn't really like this triangular move because it's not symmetrical. This wave, like, it's missing, okay? I didn't like it, and some of you actually might remember this. I didn't like it, doesn't necessarily mean it's not gonna happen, but with getting this structure now, it means like that my thoughts are proven correct. And my thinking now is this, okay? Because we've got a very nice A, B, C, D, and E over here correction, okay, because they're all corrections. And we've had one complex wave in wave C. And as I said before, usually the wave C is the most extended one and the complex one. That brings us exactly to this level, guys, over here, okay? And as long as we remain not just above that level, but my level will be this. My level is wave C, okay? As long as we remain below 39.5, I expect this to end like a triangle and move all the way down. As you recall, last time we mentioned about overthrows. wave E of a triangle can be overthrown, okay? Or it can be truncated, which means it can end here and then turn, or it can end higher up than this level. But never ever can it move beyond wave C. Okay, so our wave C here, guys, is our validation / invalidation level. Very critical level if we move higher up. Are we gonna move higher up? Well, to me, this looks like an A and a B. Yeah, and that internally looks like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're gonna get 1, 2, looks like maybe we finished, we might get 3, 4, and 5. And come and reject up at this level and then move all the way down. I'm not going to be surprised, guys, if we really do a rejection at this ascending channel. We've drawn this channel ages ago and it's still relevant, okay? Obviously, we had a few attempts, taking it out, but never really something that has given us a good impulse to the downside, okay? Even this move, I was very tricked about this move because it really looks like a 5-wave move over here. That's wave 1, that's wave 2, that's my wave 3. That was my wave 3, guys, and I was expecting the 4 and the 5. But when I saw this move, I'm like, oh, just hold on. Let's wait and see how this develops. And this was my invalidation level. The previous wave 1, 35K or so. The moment we broke above that level, I knew that this cannot be an impulse anymore. Not an impulse. So that's an ABC, yeah, and either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to be an ending diagonal, which still can be the case, by the way. Or, well, I had to really look at the structure over here to identify whether this is a 5 or ABC, and can be both as we stand, but this is what really makes a very good structure for an ABC. And that's why I thought, well, if the first thing that came to my mind was ABC, 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 yeah? But then I looked at these two levels over here, I'm like, that's a barrier triangle. And then I looked at this, which I never liked because we didn't get a good reflection of, over here. I didn't like the fact that this was not looking symmetrical. And it got to me, okay, that must be a barrier triangle. And it's a barrier triangle, simple as that. As long as we remain below 39.5, okay? Now, a little bit further out, guys. Do not forget 3 ABC. And that is going to be a huge expanding flat variation. A huge, not huge, like a very big wave C. Very big extended wave C of an expanding flat variation. Okay. And as you recall from last time, we're looking at 23,460 because this is 34 Fibonacci retracement of all the way to the upside of this particular run, right? And we are going to wave 4. Our wave 2 was the 66%, right? So both of them make the 100%, which works quite well for us. Now, what else we need to do, as I did, I think, last time as well, we need to measure triangles. The triangle, guys, if it's a triangle, it has to break below that low. It has to, otherwise it's not a triangle. We take the A and we'll go all the way down to B. And this, from the breakout moment, is where our triangle could lead us down to, right? That level, as you can see, takes us to the 1950. If we do that, we're going to ruin the guideline for the 3466 retracement, okay? But these relationships are just guidelines. They're not rules, okay? They're guidelines. If we go with the guidelines, 23.460, if we see that breaking, then the next level will be 21, and then after this will be 19.5, okay? Just so you've got some targets. Obviously, now the alternative scenarios, guys. One, as you remember, that's an A, B, C, D, E. We finished up here. That's my wave 3, and I'm going down in wave 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be the A. then we're going to get the B, and then we're going to get the C, another 5-wave move down. So we expect another move down, then a big correction all the way up, coming back within the channel, and then another big correction down. Okay, there's no reason to look at levels. We're too far from this. The other one, we're still in wave 4, but this is ABC for a W, this is X, and we're going to get a Y. That means we can still move beyond wave C. And if we break wave C, actually, that is going to be my first alternative scenario. This is a W, X, and Y. W, X, and Y are deep corrections, right? So that's going to be 1, 2, so from 2 all the way to 3, guys, yeah. We're going to probably get anywhere between the 78.6 and the 88.6. So we can even go back up to 51K or so, right? Or 54. However, do not forget, if we break above wave 1, this is not going to be an impulse move to the downside, okay? And in that particular scenario, we can have 2 scenarios coming in. One is, and it can be the case, that this is going to turn to an open diagonal, okay? We get something like this, which means it's going to be ABC, 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 and ABC. And again, we're looking for more downside, but as I said before, this is in case, actually, excuse me, in case we break above wave C, and then in case we break above the 47.3, which is the previous wave 1, right? That is going to make this wave motive. And the other thing as well, in case we break above wave 2, then we come to the other scenario. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which means we ended down here, guys. Okay, our 3 is over here and our 4 is over here. But I don't like this structure. That is 1 and 2. That is 1 and then 2. And we'll go now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3. Then 4, perhaps a retest, and then 5. Okay, and that's going to be again our 3, then 4 and 5 for new highs. This is a most bullish scenario, but as you can understand, I mention it as the last. So some of you might be optimistic about this recent run to the upside, but I am not. I'm not. It's very early. Actually, it's not very early to be optimistic about this, but it's very early to be bullish, like the general view, okay? And this is because not only that we have to get past wave C, but we need to break above wave 1 as well, okay? So do not forget that stuff, guys. It's very important. Now, before we go, what is the RSI telling us? The RSI is giving us a tiny bit of a bearish divergence over here. Yeah, hidden bearish divergence. You can see it. That's it. Obviously, we're on the 1 hour, so up to you how you want to use that. Now, for our QIC community, ADA, very similar pattern, but there is a but. Let me take the RSI off. As you remember, we are also waiting for wave 4 over here, but in this case, this is an ABC, which means we have a W, X, and Y, most likely, okay? We also looked at the potential for this to become an upside move, but this is an alternative scenario, and it's going to follow Bitcoin, okay? If Bitcoin does the surprise, then ADA is going to do the surprise. You should also remember that, you know, ADA is way more bullish than BTC, obviously. You can see here you've got a scenario where, you know, we have some sort of a ascending variation over here, right? And Bitcoin has a barrier channel, a barrier triangle, which is actually a descending one. So you can understand they're a bit different. Without that, of course, meaning that, you know, it tells us that the signal is opposite. It doesn't mean that. I'm just saying that it's more bullish, which means that it's not really necessary that we're going to see a fresh low. We might just get actually near that previous level and then move all the way up instead, okay? Because ADA has so much space to reach the crash low, percentage-wise, than BTC does, okay, at the moment. Now, A, B, C, D, and E is very possible. And don't forget here, we don't need to reach that level, okay? We do not need to reach that level. It's going to be a truncated one, but there is some guidelines over here, obviously. Okay, we need to get to at least 168. Okay, otherwise it will be very much truncated, and maybe it's not a triangle. In the scenario that is not a triangle, obviously that's an ABC again, W, yeah, ABC, so ABC, W, ABC, X, and like that's the Y, that's a tiny Y, like an ending diagonal or so. That is a bit unusual. Or perhaps that's the W. What if we did A, B, C, D, E? That is a possibility. Okay, A, B, C, D, E. That means then again, because the W is here and X will be here, that's going to move back up again. And then we're going to get Y, and then we're going to go lower, which again, I'm not really sure that is going to be the case. So depending, of course, on Bitcoin, we need to look at those two moving along, not together, but, you know, with very good confluence. Okay. Now, of course, there is another case, guys. Now, this is 1 and 2. This is 3. A, B, C, well, D and E overthrown over here. And this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to get the 5. And this is also the same case for the W, X, and Y, right? Which means that I just don't like this structure, to be fair. It means that this is what we get. But can we get this? Do you remember what we said before? For wave C and E, yeah, we said that wave E cannot go beyond wave C. So here it did. So that's why I don't like it. So I prefer this count, guys. Yeah. And I remain adamant with it. I want to get to 170 before we start moving lower. Okay, that would confirm somewhat this move to the downside. Otherwise, it would just be so much truncated. Excuse me, let me correct this quickly. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, but it's not impossible. And keep that in mind. It's not impossible because we've met a very big resistance here at the top channel as well, right? So we've traded lower than this channel for a bit. And now might be a case, well, thank you very much, but no. And we're going to start looking for prices to move lower. For those who are not watching, who haven't watched previous videos, let's go in the 4 hour just to show you guys what I'm looking here. Okay, you see this base channel over here? Yeah, our wave 4 could end around here, could even go lower down to here. But then look at this. We did the, what is this? 62, 78, 70. Yeah, this is about the 70 retracement. So we can look down to 30. Okay, so 30 can be around this. This is for the guideline of, you know, the two corrections equal to 100, right? So we could get a W, X, and Y over here, no? Couldn't we? But, and as the guidelines indicate again, and let me go for one time, let me close it, guys. You remember that X waves, yeah, usually retrace, well, it can be 786 as well. Usually retrace, they have deep retracements, right? They go to 88.6 or so. 78.6 is respected. 60.1 is okay, but you know, sometimes these things turn out to be an A, B, and a C instead, because waves that retrace a counter trend move, for example, yeah, then it really depends on how deep they retrace for us to call them a W, X, and Y or an ABC. But that is secondary to the structure. This structure, though, looks like ABC here, or it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you might say, well, look, there is interaction here. There is no interaction, guys. When we have triangles, what matters is where the triangle ends, not where wave or B or C or D went. It's what matters is wave E, where wave E ended. Okay. Now, you can see obviously that there is quite a few options here on NADA. But as I said, I will be leaning towards to supporting the scenario that most aligns with BTC. On the RSI, we see a signal over here, guys. This is a bearish divergence, okay? The thing is that we also see a bullish divergence, okay? So I'm not going to be surprised if we get another leg up for wave E, okay? That will make it a very nice triangle, actually, indeed, around the 170 or so, and then move all the way down, while Bitcoin might just stay around these levels, you know, because as I said before, you know, this is looking like a 1 and 2. Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's probably the 3. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That could be like the ending diagonal. So we might stay here for a bit, yeah, and start falling, and then we'll get another correction up, and then move all the way down. We can of course see this with a different eye as well. Let's see what else we can do over here. That would be the 1 and the, that would be the, sorry, the A and the B. Why did I say 1, 2? The A and the B, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means that would be C, but obviously we cannot have C over here. We can have 1. Yeah, that's the 2. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3. That is the 4, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Would get a diagonal over here. Yeah, that is actually most likely, or more preferable for me at least. While ADA is doing its high at 170 before we turn lower. Okay, guys, this will be all for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you have any questions, leave them on the YouTube comment section, and do not forget that you need to sign up, you need to subscribe, and you need to turn your notifications on. Okay, I post valuable content. At least this is what my community is telling me, and I'm happy about this. I'm happy to help and all that stuff. But you know, it would be good if I see some of you trying to help me grow the community, so we can help more traders that might be at the same level as you, or might be, you know, sometimes might want to get into it ways, which I'm doing here, and it takes me quite a bit of time to analyze. Or it might just be someone who has really no idea when to buy, when to sell, and they want to have some educated opinion regarding a particular set of cryptocurrency. So guys, that will be all, and we'll speak again soon.